for style advice? You should
Well, if
be.
you are, you're barking up the wrong tree.
That's true. Hello. Good morning. Welcome. I'm Whitney.
I'm Amy.
That's a Mountain Dew on the haunt. It's like ASMR.
We have our refreshments.
You see those on TikTok where it's like, and then I'm gonna open this, and then I'm gonna drink this. Mm-hmm.
No.
They're always doing that.
No one sees that.
No one sees that.
I don't know. Jamie probably. I don't do the TikTok. I don't.
Oh, I just watch. I mean, I don't post anything.
I need to get off Twitter.
Do you? I never go on Twitter. Does it make you mad?
God, I just like, because it's where I get my news.
Yeah.
So I'm just, I check Twitter like 100 times a day probably, and I need to stop because it just makes
check
me upset.
Google News or Apple News, you know? Pull up one of those. But
Twitter's like instantaneous. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like Google
I've been listening
stuff up.
Are you? Is this entertaining? I've been listening to NPR Up Next podcast every morning. It's like 20 minutes. It's really short, and it just kind of gives you a quick, like, what's going on in the world.
Well, maybe I'll have to check that out. I've been listening to.
Ready in the morning.
Are you ready for it? The Bible in a Year.
Okay, I have that. Is it good?
I'm enjoying. It's only about 20. It's like they do like. They'll have 365 episodes when it's totally released, which I think it finishes up like in December.
It's high on the charts.
So it's like it's only like 25 minutes or so ish.
Awesome.
So on my commute, I get between there and I'm only a couple days in, so I'm not. But I was just like, I'm a Christian. I identify as a Christian. I believe in God. However, I've tried so hard. I could not find a church that I just don't want to punch someone in the face at. So
I started following some like progressive Christian subreddits.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, are there people like us? Yes, there are.
There are.
A lot.
We just don't have any churches around here like that.
Like I was talking to a friend of mine who does a lot of like social justice work in St. Louis, and she just did some work for like a very progressive Catholic church. It has like a pride flag outside.
Oh, nice.
I know. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But great.
Well, and I was a little hesitant to start this too because it is a Catholic priest that's doing it, and nothing against Catholicism.
No.
I've been to pretty much every church but a Catholic church as far as like attending as a parishioner or whatever. But I feel
like they really vary. Like the Catholic church I grew up in was just very monotonous, Latin, very ritualistic because they do the same types of things every time. And I was like, I'm lost.
Yeah.
What is this man saying?
Well, it was like Carter's girlfriend's Catholic. She invited him to church and he was thinking about going, but Carter, you won't know what's going on. No. You're just going to have to like
follow
talking about like Oprahing it. Yeah. Just like mouth the words. You're going to have
okay. We're all getting on our knees now. Yeah. We're going to kneel.
Because I don't even know when I go to like Catholic funerals. When they tell you to
do a mass.
Yeah, when they do a mass, and I'm like,
yeah. There's so many rituals, which a lot of people find a lot of like peace and solace in that.
Yeah, which is fine. No judgment. Right. I just don't know the rules.
Me neither. And then you feel really dumb.
So anyways, I've been listening to that.
Awesome.
It's not bad. I've been reading a book. It's really good. I don't know the name or the author, so I will try to remember that next time.
I got to talk to Keaton last night about Jeanette McCarty's book, I'm Glad My Mom Died.
Yeah.
I'm about 3/4 of the way through it.
Oh, yeah?
It is so sad and
Keaton really liked it. And then she'd already promised it to like multiple other friends and stuff.
I'll bring it for you then.
Because she was... Well, she kept, it was sold out. It sold out immediately when it first came out.
Which is so interesting.
Isn't it?
I didn't know who she was.
Well, I'm sure it was probably like a limited... because she's not super famous. She's not. Yeah. I think it just did way better than anyone, like the publisher anticipated. Because we were at like West County Mall when it first came out, and I like went to the reference desk at Barnes and Noble, and they're like, "Nope, we're totally out." And I got on Amazon, and Amazon sold out of it.
Yeah.
So
you're like, wait, they can sell out.
So when she finally got it, because then I was just like, well, why do you want a book called I'm Glad My Mom's Dead or whatever? I'm like, But then when I read like the summary and stuff, I'm like, okay, I get it. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, it is like, it's shocking, honestly, some of the things. Yeah. It's really sad, but.
Oh, I have been watching a show on Netflix. Highly recommend it, called The Midnight Club. So good.
It's another one like by the same people who did
that did Haunting a Hill House and Bly Manor. Mm-hmm. Nothing like it, though. Nothing. Yeah. Totally different.
I heard there's no ghosts hidden.
No, but there are so many jump scares. Or I think there are jump scares anyways. But
it looks fun.
The premise of it is like it's all these terminally ill like teenagers, and they go live at this hospice. And every night at midnight they get together and tell scary stories.
Oh, that's fun.
But when they're telling their stories, it's like being played out. It? You know what I mean? Like, and so so there's just like lots of jump scares, and the place they're at is kind of maybe haunted too.
Yeah, it looks creepy.
But it's so funny because there's like the lady that owns it is like the psychiatrist or whatever, and it's Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street movies. I love it. I can't think of her actual name, but
it really that gives me like The Haunting. Remember that movie vibes with Catherine Zeta-Jones because they're all in that house.
Yeah,
the house looks similar.
Okay,
really that's
good.
Cool.
Recommend it.
Taylor Swift came out with a new album. It's magical.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Keaton had to take at their school they get a owl day or whatever. excuse me, where if they have good grades and good attendance, anyways, you get a free day off of school. Yeah. You get to pick your day. So she picked Friday. Her and her friend Nellie picked Friday so they could stay up and right when the album dropped, binge listen to it.
And then she dropped the 3 a.m. version, which I was like, 7 more songs, Taylor? Oh my God.
So they were up all night long.
So good.
And then Keaton drove to Winsville Friday after school to meet me because I made an appointment to get her eyebrows done.
And that lady hates Taylor Swift, Keaton said.
I don't think, she didn't say she hated her. She said she wasn't into her. And then they left and Keaton said Natalie told her she needed to get a new eyebrow lady. I'm like, it took you 17 years to find her.
Yeah.
We're not getting it.
No.
She gets a free pass.
Yes. Just don't talk about Taylor.
Just because she's not a Swiftie, it's okay.
Oh, it's
she
so
can keep
good,
doing
though.
her eyebrows.
She just can't go wrong. The video, too, for Antihero. I never know how to say that. It's like
they pronounced it anti-hero on whatever I was watching.
It just like hits you in the heart because you're like, oh God, yeah, we feel that. Yeah, we get on the scale and just see fat too, Taylor. Yes. But she does too.
I put on this Britney Spears shirt today and just saw fat because it's one of those, which is the style now, like the real long, like, even though it's a short sleeve t-shirt, the sleeves come down past your elbows.
I love it. It looks so comfy. And it's Britney. I mean, like, God, look at her beautiful face. I love her so much. So anyways.
It's the spooky season, guys.
Happy Halloween. I haven't watched any scary movies. I paid for 1 month of Peacock so I could watch Halloween Ends, but I haven't watched it yet.
I'd paid for it when the first one came out, like last year, and then I unsubscribed. And then Brecken and Sydney watched it, and Brecken said it was horrible. So I'm like, do I not want to pay?
Is he going to love it? Is that his thing?
I don't know. Not really. So but then he's like, well, you can just have her
you gotta watch it, though.
Info. I'm like, okay, I'll probably take you up on that sometime.
Yeah, you just gotta watch it. Yeah. To say you did.
Exactly.
And does it end?
Exactly. Yeah, does it? This is the song that never ends.
One of these days, Jamie Lee Curtis is going to die. God help us, because she's a goddess. But
she just started coming back in the movies recently anyway.
That's true.
They made a ton of them without her.
That's true. And how are you going to do that? I mean, that's so dumb.
Kyle Richards has got a few miles left in those tires. I guess she can keep coming back. I don't know.
I could have swore she died in the last one, too. Did I miss something? Maybe I just forgot, because she was in that ditch.
Yeah, but she didn't die.
Oh,
that was when her nose got broken in real life, so she says. So she could go get her nose done. Okay, anyways, no one cares. Shall we start storing? I've got a terrible sore throat. Just so everyone knows. Here come the excuses. My coffee's almost gone.
Now you're just going to poop your pants.
I don't have to poop or pee. I've got a bunch of Ludens that do nothing.
But taste yummy.
But they are an assorted flavor, so that's great. So my story today is, and both of this week and next week's stories are both based off of like movie or true stories turned into movies.
Oh, okay.
Kind of thing. So not necessarily paranormal.
Oh, have you watched The Watcher House yet?
Oh, yeah, of course I have.
I haven't.
Oh.
But it looks so good. I love that story.
Yeah.
And Natalie.
So good.
Naomi Watts. I love her. Okay.
So good.
Just made me think of that because that's a true story turned into a movie show.
You covered that story.
I did. It's so good.
I thought maybe you forgot.
No. Well, Well, I mean, I kind of did until you said it.
I mean, it goes way beyond the actual story, obviously,
sure,
to be like a 10-part or 8-part or whatever part series.
So great.
So great.
So
this is the real story behind Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds.
Oh.
And this is from Popular Science's website. Written by Tom McNamara.
Ah.
So here we go.
Here we go.
Shall we? We shall. In the Santa Cruz Sentinel, August 18th of 1961, there's an account of thousands of birds raining down from the sky at 3 a.m. That would be terrifying. Why 3 a.m.? Well, they probably couldn't see.
Did you guys forget to migrate south? Well, it's Santa Cruz, I guess. It's
they know that is south.
They're just like fine
That's
there.
where they go.
Oh my God.
Crashing into homes and cars in Capitola and Pleasant Point, California, just off of Monterey Bay. 8 persons were reported bitten. What? How's a bird bite? Just like peck? Or do they actually open their bite? Do birds have teeth?
No.
That would be really scary.
Just like lining the inside of their beak.
That'd be terrifying.
No, I mean, so it's just like, it's like a pinch, which would hurt. I mean,
it would hurt.
Well, you see people get, in movies, not in real life, get pecked to death.
Yeah.
They just like
but
pick
that's
off your
what
skin.
I just thought they did was more peck, not bite.
Well, peck,
But
bite,
I guess
and pull.
pike and bitten's the same thing, maybe, too.
What'd you just say? Pike and bitten. Yeah, they're just, it's a pinch and a pull.
I was merging the words.
Yes, I'm with you.
Piked.
They were piked and picked. It's all bad.
So, anyways, the bird was the Ardena gricia, or the sooty shearwater. Sooty?
No idea.
Sooty, sooty.
I'm with you.
The sooty shearwater. What a terrible name for a bird. Why is it sooty?
You know, when people like birds, they really like birds.
Oh, yeah, they have like books and journals that they write in.
Binoculars.
Yeah, they take a bird watch. What, do you ever go along the river during like eagle
I just don't
thing,
think
and there's just like people lining the roads.
And I'll go and I'll be like, wow, there's
I'm
an
like,
eagle.
They nest in the tree right by my house.
Yeah, I know. I have
bald eagles land in my front yard. I'm not exaggerating. So I'm like, I guess maybe I take that for granted. Maybe not everybody has.
Not
bald
everyone
eagles.
gets to see America's bird, Amy.
Yeah, true.
Well, who gives a crap? It's just like.
Yeah, they are majestic.
Yeah, so are lots of things.
Exactly. True.
Like you. You're majestic.
Thank you.
Brittany, majestic.
Can we make...
Oh my God, we forgot.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Pause.
Miranda.
Are these from you? We don't even know. Yeah. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're not from her. And we're like thanking her. They're not from her.
Well, if they are, thank you. If they're
Miranda.
not, disregard this message.
We love you, and my kids are going to love that.
They have to be from Miranda. There's like a little bow. Chris wouldn't tie a bow on a bag.
Chris would not tie a satin bow.
Chris doesn't give a crap about this podcast either. He would
just wants
be
it
like,
to end.
Yes. Damn it, another Sunday morning ruined by YouTube freaking morons. This is probably what he's thinking. Chris, you don't think that,
God, I have to text him again to ask him what time they're coming over because they don't have their freaking lives together.
We don't. That's accurate, Chris. We'll take that.
He's not listening.
No. Anyway, Miranda, pass the word along to Chris.
Miranda, can you please write a note to Chris and slide it under his door at work?
Tell him to stop hating on us.
But like you have to cut the letters out of a magazine from Whitney and
Whitney would do it, but she's already been escorted out the bank by the branch manager.
I'm like banned there.
Her picture's hanging up.
Bank robber. As I'm looking under the God. Oh, it's so embarrassing.
Anyway.
Why can't I just be normal?
The birds.
Back to the birds.
Back to the birds. So, the word of the bird invasion, which just makes me think of bird, bird's the word.
Yes.
Oh, Pee-wee Herman. Can we...
What happened to you?
They're rebooting everything else. Let's reboot Pee-wee. Or maybe they have. I don't know. Tell them Lodge Modge sent you. That never gets old. So the word of the bird invasion spread fast throughout the state, notes the article, and a phone call came to the Sentinel from mystery thriller producer Alfred Hitchcock from Hollywood. He requested a copy of that day's paper. After all, the famed director was adapting a particular one to add an ly, adverb, making it an adverb. 1952, Daphne du Maurier's story into a screenplay on the subject of killer birds. And less than 2 years later, Hitchcock's The Birds premiered.
Okay.
Prevailing theories at the time supposed the sooty shearwaters got lost in the fog.
Oh.
But if flocking birds were easily confused in low visibility, which is pretty normal up and down coastal California, then shearwater evasions would be as common as passing rain. So in order to understand what happened, first you need to know how a flock of birds, like thousands,
that's so
fly
scary.
and move together. Ancient Romans said the gods guided flocking birds. At the turn of the 20th century, learned scientists considered natural telepathy, or a group soul, as a flock's compass.
I don't like that.
In other words, magic.
Yes.
Which is still sort of true, because have you ever seen starlings fly? Their murmurations are surreal.
I don't know what a starling is.
I don't either. And if I did, I probably wouldn't be watching it fly.
The only birds I know are the blue jay.
The only starling I know is Clarice.
Blue jay. Cardinal.
Cardinal.
I mean, who knows?
Ducks and geese, because they're all over my walls.
Who knows?
Dead.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Oh man, all of them are
geese.
going to come back for you, Amy.
You would think I would know birds don't have teeth just based on that, right?
Looking at your wall. You should just like put a fake
get like those
teeth.
little, like those. Ooh, they have the wax ones right now at Walgreens. I think for Halloween, I
Stick
should
them
get
in
those
there.
and just. I'd probably break it. Then
You'd be divorced.
Have to move out. I know. Keaton texted me the other day. She drove to Wentzville. She drives to Wentzville now. She's such a big girl.
Oh.
And was at a PetSmart. She's like texting me because I'm at work. She's like, look at this cat. He's 8 years old and he was adopted and then returned. And I'm like,
there's a reason
or I
for
could
that.
stay married, Keaton.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if she asked a worker or why he was returned, and they said he doesn't do well with other docile cats. I'm like, well,
What do you mean other docile? He's like, you're too docile. This
or
is
not
where I'm
other,
laying.
not that he's docile, but like with other
so
cats
he's maybe wild.
that are so probably. And I'm like, Kenny already has to deal with Rowan.
And has enough stress in his
And
life.
he's 13 years old, and he rips his own fur out.
Yeah,
'cause
that
of
would
his
put him over the
anxiety.
edge.
He can't handle that. We're not getting any more cats until Kenny Powers leaves this earth, which I hope is no time soon, because I'll be really sad.
Yeah.
Anyways, again,
Poor
no one
Kenny
cares.
Powers.
Listen. If you're just tuning in for the first time, this is how we do things.
Yeah. Like it or not. I don't know what to tell you.
The epitome of ADHD. We can't
That's
help
true.
it.
I really think I may have ADHD.
Oh, I'm sure I do. Whatever. It's part of my charm.
That's exactly right.
Well, there's nothing I can do about it. I just read a news article the other day. There's a shortage of Adderall right now. Great.
That's sad.
Great
Why?
time to be in education.
Why is there a shortage of Adderall?
I think there was, I don't know, something
Supply
like a plant.
chain issues?
Well, I think there was like a plant
Contamination.
I don't even know. But anyways, and people take it for people
Other
that don't need
reasons.
it take it.
Yeah.
Unlike a flock of geese, where there's an obvious leader, imagine a flying V.
Imagined.
Imagine it.
I've got it.
Yes. Don't they do that on the Mighty Ducks? Isn't that one of their formations?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Flying V.
Oh, my God. That's so great.
Any bird in a flock, cluster-like, what starlings or shearwaters fly in, can move in any direction and the others will follow suit. That's because flocking birds aren't just aware of their immediate neighbor, they're focusing on the small group of birds around them. Up to 6 or 7 of them. The effect has been described as a chorus line, one leg kicking after another. That's cute.
That is cute.
Like the Rockettes. Sorry, I have a cough drop in my mouth.
Deal with it.
My throat hurts.
Her throat hurts.
Yeah, it's like sandpapery. Not a good feeling. In 1986, programmer Craig Reynolds made a 3-dimensional flocking algorithm. What a dork. Which played out, I mean, really?
3D flocking.
And in 1986, there was so much just typing, I'm sure.
And how do you make an algorithm of that? I mean, how do you make it? What's an algorithm?
And now,
X equals.
what's an algorithm in 1986 is a better question.
For real.
I mean, now we know that they identify our shopping habits and then target us. But
that's horrifying, isn't it?
Anyways, it played out in an early computer animation. He called his flying creations Boyds. Like he's from Jersey. Boyds.
Boy.
3 simple steering behaviors. Input 1. I bet he had to type that. Input 1
equals.
No one cares.
X times 2.
And so the math plays out, blah, blah, blah. I guess they're saying, like, the birds are doing math. I don't know.
with their wings holding tiny pencils.
Yeah, or abacuses.
That make more sense with their wings.
For sure.
Yeah.
They could slide that.
Yeah. I don't understand how an abacus works.
I don't either.
Like, what do you do with
Thank
those
God
beads?
I don't need to know how.
Like, there's just not enough beads. How do
you count? You're just counting.
How do you do any sort of addition or subtraction?
Listen, teenagers of the world.
You don't know how good you got it.
You don't know how good you got it. I've never used an abacus either. But that was even before my days.
Yeah,
but.
It's like a Pythagorean.
Yes, thank God I had a Texas Instruments calculator in my life.
Oh my God, that cost $100 back in the day when you had to get that stupid graphing calculator.
Well, luckily my dad was a union carpenter, so he had to have those kind of calculators. He would just pass his old crap ones on to me.
And it's like, why do I need a graphing Here's the graph. You couldn't print it or anything.
Yeah.
Like, what was the point?
I have no idea. There
it is.
Well, graphing's... Unless you're going to be an architect or something. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyways, here's another theory. Edna Massini, proprietor of the Venetian Court Motel on the beach at Capitola in 1961, wrote about the day the birds came. Struggling to the door, I was awed at the sight of hundreds of birds, all with the cry of a baby.
Ew. Ew, what?
They were heavy with sardines, unable to fly.
Gross. Imagine the smell. Ew, they just have like... Well, don't they swallow Don't a lot of birds swallow fish whole? Or am I just thinking of pelicans?
Well, I don't know how big these birds are, though, either.
I'm just imagining...
A sardine isn't very big.
I know, I'm just imagining them flopping. Oh God. It's just Boomer, everyone. It's fine. That's scared. This is usually a dog-free home. Well,
but they probably swallowed them whole.
Just imagine them flopping around in their bellies.
Oh, gotcha.
You know?
Yeah, that'd make it hard to steer.
And would make you feel heavy.
Yes.
With sardines.
Heavy with sardines.
I've never eaten a sardine, I don't think.
No. They look nasty. I don't eat
fish
sardines.
In a can.
I don't eat Vienna sausages.
No.
So gross.
That was very graphic and funny. Well, because like my grandparents, I feel like ate that nasty stuff, you know? Oh, meat in a can will last 15 years.
I mean, fried Spam with cheese melted on it.
Never had Spam.
Quite delicious, but
okay.
But that's
I remember a lot as a child eating this chicken spread that came in a little can that you had to open and putting it on a cracker.
Oh, kind of like tuna.
Yeah, but it was chicken. That's so gross.
That is gross. I don't like tuna either.
I really don't either. My mom used to force me to eat tuna helper as a kid, and I was like, why are you making me do this?
My mom would make like homemade tuna casseroles as a kid.
Yeah.
Which weren't
There's peas in this.
I like just to crack open a can of tuna and eat it on crackers.
Why are there peas in tuna stuff all the time?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why?
Who thought that was a good combo?
Yeah, just
why are peas in anything?
I like peas personally, but
I don't like the texture.
Yeah, it is a weird texture.
I'm a texture person.
But I'm just like, why would you just be like, you know what this is missing? A pea.
I take that back. I don't mind a pea in my chicken pot pie.
Okay.
I do like a good... Well, I came home sick the other day.
Oh, that's a perfect time for a pot pie.
My kids were off because it was a Monday. I'm like, Keaton, will you make me a chicken pot pie?
Oh.
And she did. She brought it to me in bed, and I ate a chicken pot pie in bed. I really didn't feel well, though.
No, well, that's sweet. I mean, you've done that for her, I'm sure, 100 times. So that's just returning the favor.
Back to the birds. Sorry, guys. They were heavy with sardines and unable to fly and lost in the dense fog as they came in from the sea, attracted by our lights. They slammed against the building, regurgitating fish blood and knocking themselves out.
That's so gross.
Our manager phoned me and asked what to do. She knew it was the end of the world. Panic set in. Sure, it was germ warfare. Well, I mean, I would probably be jumping to conclusions, too.
Oh, my God.
Heavy with sardines and regurgitating fish blood are two curious observations. The sooty shearwater seemed more sick than lost.
Huh.
30 years pass until, in the Santa Cruz Sentinel in September of 1991, there's another account of confused birds in Monterey Bay. The birds Pelecanus occidentalis, also known as the brown pelican, also some cormorants. I know nothing about birds. There was no hail of birds like the incident in 61. They simply washed ashore, but the pelicans exhibited similar symptoms. This time, scientists determined the cause: domoic acid poisoning.
Ew, what in the world?
So what is domoic acid?
Great, that's what I was about to ask.
Domoic acid is a neurotoxin that can be produced by several species of Pseudonychia, a microalgae that flourishes in nutrient-rich warm water and low wind. What happened is domoic acid infiltrated the food chain, making its way into plankton, then anchovies, then brown pelicans. And when the neurotoxin passes through the blood-brain barrier in birds and mammals, it can cause confusion, disorientation, seizures, coma, even death.
Oh, God.
So when domoic acid incidents became more common in the 2000s, more brown pelicans, more cormorants, and even sea lions, dots throughout the history started to connect. So then some biological oceanographer, blah, blah, blah. Other notable animal invasions. Why not? So as long as we're on the topic.
Why not?
In 2003, a research team observed a single female moon jellyfish in Tokyo Bay releasing 414,000 planulae, or young jellyfish, over a 7-day period.
Wait, how many?
414,000.
What?
That's a lot.
That's a lot of babies. How are you going to wrangle them?
I have no
jellyfish
idea.
mom?
That's
What?
another way of saying there are a freaking ton of jellyfish in the ocean. In the
that is weird to think about.
Pelagic alone, the upper 200 meters of the ocean, there are, I gotta count by spaces here, 87,775,659,630 pounds of jellyfish worldwide.
Whoa.
That's a lot of jellyfish. In fact, depending on where you live, you might be able to blame jellyfish for a power outage. For as long as there have been power plants that use ocean water for cooling, there have been jellyfish clogging intake pipes.
Can they put a filter in or something to stop them from going? Ew.
I don't know what they could do about that.
You think here's the filter. Let water through,
Yes.
not jelly. No. Well, maybe little ones, maybe.
Now let's talk about referenced as Albert's swarm, because a guy named Albert saw it.
God, I love it. A good Albert.
Yes. The largest known plague of locusts descended in Nebraska in 1875.
Locusts are sick.
Yeah, they're
And literally a sign of the end of the world.
The swarm of Rocky Mountain locusts covered 110 miles of land.
Well, don't they eat everything? Like, where they land?
They all vegetation and stuff, yeah.
What is a movie? Wasn't there just a movie where, like, a bunch of stuff... What am I thinking of? Okay, never mind.
There was like but it wasn't recent. But there was a movie where it was like all the 7 signs or whatever of the apocalypse happened, and that was one of them.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking of. Go on, sorry.
Nope. Based on estimations, that means there were likely 3.5 trillion insects blanketing the area for 5 days.
Ugh. Do you have ladybugs at your house right now?
Yes.
That's what it's like.
Anytime it's cold and then it gets warm again, they just like, I'm like, where were you? Where did you come from? How do you get in my house?
I know. I'll be laying in bed and you just hear as it just flies and hits the ceiling.
I know.
Repeatedly.
It's so annoying.
I know. And then like one will land on you.
There was one in the shower this morning.
Yeah.
I hopped in. I'm like, great.
Yeah, it's the worst. I hope you don't have ladybugs where you live, or what? They're not technically ladybugs, allegedly as well. I'm like, well, they look like a ladybug. Asian beetles.
Yeah,
and I'm like, well, it looks like a ladybug. What do you want me to call this?
Whatever.
What's the difference?
Who cares about scientific names? They are the ladybugs.
And actually, what I've come to realize is that when global warming takes over, and it's like there aren't cold winters anymore, maybe we're just going to be full of ladybugs all the time. But they're not out in the summer. It is weird.
Sometimes.
Not in my house, at least.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
And it's like, and whatever side of your house the sun is hitting is just covered. Ugh. It's awful.
And your base, they get they're like in our basement like crazy.
Yeah, I was just in the basement this morning sweeping the floors.
Yeah, more than anyway.
On
gross.
The curtains.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyways,
what we're saying, ladybugs are our locusts. Okay?
Yeah. Probably not necessarily as bad.
Oh, here they call him Old Al. Al described the phenomenon as if it were the size of the Milky Way. Perhaps the biggest shock of all, less than 30 years later, this particular locust species went completely extinct. That is
How
weird.
in the world?
Yeah. Frognadoes and fishnado. I'm assuming this is like Sharknado.
Ew, a frognado?
There have been accounts of waterspouts, tornadoes that form over open water, sucking up all kinds of creatures and depositing them elsewhere.
Ew.
There aren't a lot of reports of actively raining animals, but the aftermath has been witnessed several times, including frogs in Kansas City and Dubuque in the late 1800s.
Wait, what?
Of the late 1800s, so that's why we don't remember it. Frogs in Siberia in 2005 and fish in Louisiana in 1947 and Australia in 2010. I do remember seeing somewhere it was like raining blood, and then they thought maybe it was because of this, maybe it like a
killed them
tornado like sucked up the stuff and then spit out their blood.
No, it's freaking nope.
Yeah, exactly.
That is not what. How is that? What the explanation?
I guess I'll stop
Where's
there.
the guts and like the skin? And
the next section is Popular Science's Encyclopedia of Bird Facts.
We don't want to go there.
Anyone?
Oh my God! Well, speaking of birds, so yesterday I was on a party bus, and the lady was like in a rush to get us home because she had another booking. So we're like, and we went to Grafton. So we're in Illinois, driving on some road,
the River Road,
and then she didn't take us to Atlas to Louisiana. She took us that little in between cut road. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah,
one lane.
The bottoms.
Yeah, she drove us through that. And it's like boom, boom, sharp curve, and we're like, oh God. We're driving. Suddenly, bam! Huge sound. I'm like, oh shoot, we busted out a tire. Like we blew a tire because it was that loud. Nope, she keeps going. Oh, keeps on driving. Great. I'm like, what did we just hit? And then I was like just shouting. Yeah, I was like, now we're in the movie I Know What You Did Last Summer because we just hit and killed someone. They're getting him first because he's the drunkest on the bus. And then I just started.
Probably was someone in a slicker. You're right by the river.
Right. And then I just started going, what are you waiting for? No one got my joke.
I would have gotten it.
Thank you. Huh? What are you waiting for? Jennifer Love Hewitt. What a great movie. Ryan Phillippe. Oh, God help me. What a beautiful man. Yeah. Anyway, my topic today also has something to do with animals.
I'm just over here eating Ludens like candy.
Just go for it. I'm going to tell you today about Selkies. Do you know what that is?
No.
Oh, it's like seal people.
Oh, fantastic.
It's like a mermaid, but a seal.
Some new nightmare fuel for me.
But a seal. Which is already making me laugh.
You have like a seal face?
And then human legs.
I never know the difference between a seal and a sea lion either.
Absolutely not.
I'm like, what am I watching at the zoo? What is it? That's a sea lion, right?
Yeah, what is the difference? I don't know. They look the same.
They really...
They're the freaking
same.
Do
they? Don't they?
I think so. Are seals smaller, maybe? Because sea lions are pretty big.
I feel like seals are more like compact. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're more fat.
Yeah.
And short.
And which... Well, no, I was going to say, which are they both predators? Because I can imagine them like chasing after fish. I think they're probably both predators.
Eat fish, I think, yeah.
So this article is from, this is really credible, guys. Thebottleimp.org.uk. I don't know. And the article is called Selkies, Sex in the Supernatural.
I thought you were going to say in the city.
That would have been better. By Donna Heddle. Donna's got too much time on her hands. She's writing an article.
Donna, I feel you. Like,
writing an article about sexy seal people.
Hey, listen. You're reporting on it.
I know. Because I couldn't not. It's great. Okay. Here we go.
Reporting on it.
Yes.
You're reading
dun,
her
dun,
article.
Dun, 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 dun. Reporting now. Selkies, Sex in the Supernatural. Why do Scots, like from Scotland, seem to have such an affinity with the supernatural? Do they? Okay. All right, Donna. Whatever you say.
It's a super old country. And there's probably a lot going on.
And like a lot of fables and folk tales and things passed down. Okay, Donna?
Don't be judgy.
Let it go. Here's some sort of like picture of like a woman and then, I don't know, and then a seal. There's like all kinds of weird lines between them. I'm like, okay.
It's all right. Celtic looking.
It is very Celtic looking. Okay. Scots literature and society in general is characterized by an awareness of the other in our environment, our history, and ourselves. No accident that it was a Scotsman who wrote Jekyll and Hyde, was it? I didn't know that. We should not then be surprised that Scottish folklore in particular features shapeshifters and their articulation with the human world, and that this theme of transformation is so prominent in stories of the Celtic otherworld. From the earliest times to the modern day. Let us look at one very specific example. Shapeshifters such as Selkies, I'm probably saying that wrong, not only transcend the limits of the body, they also transcend liminalities? Is that a word? Liminalities. Okay.
I've never seen it.
Okay, Donna.
I can recall.
Okay, Donna. Whatever.
Her article. I guess she wants to make up words. She can.
By functioning on both land and sea. Very early folklore suggests that they were not always the gentle spirits of the sea they now appear to be, and were closer to darker entities like the Finn folk and the mer people. Ooh. Which, if you see pictures of like what they think actual mermaids look like, yikes.
They're terrifying.
Too many teeth. That's a fish
Way
with
too
teeth.
many teeth and... Just their skin.
Translucent skin. It's nasty, man. But people be mad that Ariel black. Okay? Get your life together. However, seals are visible sea creatures. They are closely affiliated with seafaring communities where many people see and interact with seals on a regular basis. Hey, good morning.
How's it going?
You need your morning tea, seal? What? How are you interacting?
Your fish oil? That was lame.
Oh, my gosh. Do you need your fish oil vitamin supplement? I need to start taking those. I have some.
Is that why their skin is so silky? Because they eat a lot of fish?
Yes.
Or maybe just because they're wet. I don't know.
And you're just the way they're made.
Super slick. You know what I mean?
I've never touched a seal or a sea lion. Have you? I can't imagine.
I've been to the sea lion show.
Have you ever touched what's the other, stingrays?
Oh, at the zoo, yeah.
I've never done that either. What do they feel like? No, I'm so...
They're real, like, just
slimy. It's the stuff that costs extra, and Kyle's like, no, this is paper extra.
That doesn't cost extra.
Oh. Is there a line? You know how dads are at the zoo or at anywhere. Oh, I don't want to wait in line.
No, I don't think it costs extra.
We're going. I love riding that freaking train at the zoo. It's so fun.
That does cost, but
it's so fun.
You can always buy like the bracelet. And you get like all sorts of stuff. You have to ride the carousel.
Exactly. I need to take my kids to because I don't know if we've ever rode the train at the zoo. That's so sad. Okay, anyway, I'm a terrible mom. Let's see here. Let me hear. This is reinforced by the nomenclature used to describe them. Selkie or Selchi is a diminutive form of the Scots word for seal. Okay, cool. That's great. The form silk, nobody cares. Oh, the form silky may derive from the perceived softness of their pelt. Perceived, is it not?
It is.
We're going to say it is.
It's very slick.
There are many theories regarding the origins of the sea folk. It has been suggested that the Selkies may have been inspired by real people, such as explorers who wore heavy furs and visited Orkney. You can't tell the difference between a person wearing a fur and you think it's
a sea creature?
And a seal human? And were they wearing
what kind of fur were they wearing? Because I think like pelts of animals.
Yeah.
That does not look
like
anything
a bear.
Like a seal.
No, not even. And please, I hope you're not wearing a seal pelt.
Get your eyes checked, yo. Were there optometrists back in those days?
For sure. No, Benjamin Franklin hadn't invented. Well, that's just the bifocal. Who made glasses? I don't know.
Thanks, Ben. Without my bifocals, I don't know what I'd do.
Where would she be today? Nobody knows. A more supernatural theory is that they are the reincarnations of people lost at sea. Huh, that's interesting. Or that they are humans trapped in the form of seals. That's great.
What, under like a witch's spell or something? I don't understand.
Yes, definitely.
Or like a seal ate them. And they're trapped in there.
That's a very specific kind of curse.
Very.
And why would they choose that over, like, a frog? Or, or any other animal? It'd kind of be fun to be a seal.
No, I don't think so. I don't like the water.
Oh, no. Well.
And I don't like the smell of fish.
Well, if you're a seal, though, you'd like it. You'd be like, that's your dinner, man.
But I'm not really a seal. I'm just turned into one as my curse. I'm not suddenly going to like sushi.
That's why they'd pick it. Because you wouldn't like it.
I guess there are people who do like sushi. I don't care for sushi.
I've never actually even had sushi.
Just not my
jam. It's not something that seems, it's not, I'm not into it. There are also the biblically inspired view that seals are fallen angels who landed in the sea. What?
Splash! What?
Wouldn't you be so pissed if you were an angel and then you
I don't think fallen angels actually fall. Fallen means like
from grace.
Yes.
Not
they're being a little too literal with that.
That's a really long fall too. You're just like,
what if
still
they land on someone?
You're just still falling. Am I turning into a seal? That would be really disappointing.
Yeah, you would just be an angel under the water. You wouldn't want.
No, you touch the water and suddenly you're a silky ass seal. Really weird.
I'd be like, touche, God, touche. You should
listen to this. Angels that fall on land become fairies. Well, that's not fair.
That's rude.
Because that's kind of cool.
Yeah, but wouldn't they have like broken legs and whatnot?
Well, they have wings. They don't care.
Well, then why they even land in the ocean? Fly around it.
Around it.
Because it's so small. I mean,
just keep going. It's fine.
You're bound to find land at some point.
You're like, okay, I can fall in the ocean to become a seal, or fall on land to become a fairy. Okay,
I'm picking B.
Yeah, this is so random. Who are the people sitting at home making up the folklore? They're like, what today? Icelandic and Swedish folklore links the Selkies to the story of the pursuit of Moses. Moses? Why am I saying that weird?
Moses, right? Moses had osmosis. He never had to crack a book.
I'm saying Moses.
I know, like, is she saying mimosas? What? I was like, what is... Are you okay?
Pursuit of the mimosas. I'm having a seizure. You guys, I was out until like 8:30 last night. And then I talked to Keaton until 10. It's too late.
Body can't handle this.
No, I woke up today like feeling hungover and I didn't even drink. Oh my God. It's embarrassing. The pursuit of Moses. There, I did it. And the Jews by the Pharaoh across the Red Sea. The Pharaoh and his men were drowned by a huge wave and then they became seals. The seal bark is said to echo the soldiers calling Pharaoh. What? I love folklore. It's so fun.
Why are they calling
Pharaoh?
Pharaoh! I know it sounds nothing like
Not
a
at all.
bark.
No, because
that's what it sounds like.
I know.
My throat's never going to recuperate from that.
That was so accurate and lifelike.
Thank you.
Wow, you should be a
Clearly,
voice actor.
I've been to multiple sea lion shows at the zoo.
And what's the difference between a sea lion and a seal? We don't know. My hands are so sweaty.
Well, they're longer. They can
Clearly,
jump,
they're
jump
longer.
over the bar. But I think they can both balance a ball on their nose, right?
I think a lot of things probably can if trained.
I bet my dog couldn't because her face is so flat.
Yeah, or she could, or maybe
it's just like sitting it on a dinner plate.
You just have to get her to be still. A moving dinner plate.
Keaton's bringing her to my school tomorrow.
Oh my God,
to visit my class.
Oh, that's cute. That's going to be so funny.
So I said, Keaton, she was at PetSmart the other day. I texted her, I'm like, buy her like a little neckerchief or something cute. So Keaton gets home with one, and it's when you have to like put on a collar.
Oh.
We don't put a collar on her because pugs have such a fat neck.
Yeah.
She has to wear a harness so we don't choke her. So I'm like, Keaton. Yeah. So Keaton's like trying to like, I don't know why I'm belching.
Are you okay?
So like run yarn through it. So she's like, I don't.
This is great.
Like,
you have to take pictures of that. That's going to be fun. Okay, back to seal people.
And fallen angels. Oh, there's like Nick Cage in that movie. He was a fallen angel.
He didn't become a seal.
No.
That'd be a great movie.
But he's half man, half seal.
I love Nicolas Cage.
It's a sea lion, but Nick Cage's face.
He is just like America's sweetheart.
He really is.
What's that movie where he's on fire?
Ghost Rider.
So bad. Was he just at home reading that script? He was like, yes.
Well, he's probably like, they're paying me.
I mean, that's for real.
I would probably.
And then he's like, okay.
He did Face Off with John Travolta. Come on. And then he's was his rock bottom.
American Treasure, whatever.
Yeah. Hey, I'm pretty sure he made a lot of money.
Those movies are fun. I mean,
they really are.
Who cares?
And kind of educational.
Yeah, and maybe it's like, maybe you think it's silly, but it's super fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I would want to do something like that. Get me in there.
Yeah.
Get me in the Da Vinci Code.
But I don't want to go in like caves or anything.
Oh no, I just want to
get lost.
I want to travel around Paris. Oh my gosh, where do I go now? Back to the Louvre? Is that in London or Paris? Paris.
The Louvre, that's in Paris.
Okay, I had a total like. Okay, we're just wearing like fancy clothes.
My mom took Sage back to the pumpkin patch, and Mom said they've moved the corn maze. It's like 3 times as big this year. So Mom wouldn't let her go.
No,
She's like, no, you're not going in.
Oh my God, we took the kids to one, and there was a kiddie version, and I was like, we're going in the kiddie version. We will be out here for hours. We will be sunburned. It's always so hot in the freaking corn maze.
Everybody else went through it in like under 5 minutes. Not us.
Well, they probably got the map.
Yeah,
we didn't because we're not wimps.
Because we're not Nicolas Cage.
No,
we didn't.
No, we chose not to get the map. We're really dumb. It's fine. Okay. What kind of a shapeshifter is a Selkie, you ask? Well, an important aspect of shapeshifting is whether the transformation is self-controlled, uncontrollable due to genetics, or imposed as a punishment or form of domination. So there's 3 ways you can become a shapeshifter. Some shapeshifters are able to change form only if they have some sort of an item, like an article of clothing. What? You put on this.
Well, that's like it's not an article of clothing though, but like skinwalkers, they wear like the pelt or whatever of that animal.
So then you put on your seal pelt.
I put on my Britney t-shirt and I become Britney?
Yes.
Like, I don't understand. What are they talking about clothing?
Suddenly your hair is just like real wild and your mask, you have like 3 times the eyeliner on.
A week or so ago, she was like, I'm wearing a hat because I don't like my haircut. I'm like, Britney, all you do is take your extensions out, babe. You didn't. Your hair was already that length.
Right. I wonder what her length to her actual well, I mean, it's been a long time since she shaved her head, but
just quit with the extensions, babe.
Oh, or brush them. Take care of them.
Listen.
Oh no, we're about to be educated.
Women above a certain age don't like. I think longer hair is unflattering.
Do you?
Yeah, I really do. I think like when I watch like Real Housewives, and again, you do you, whatever you want to do, you do you. But I just think when I watch like all the episodes of Real Housewives and stuff, when like I'm used to seeing them with like shorter hair and then they show up with extensions, I just don't think.
Well, like Lisa Rinna.
Yeah,
well, that's
she's so ridiculous.
Well, hers is. I think Dorit looks great with long hair.
I think she looks better with short hair.
Huh. Well, see, that makes me feel better because. I get to your house. I get to home last night, and Keaton's there, and I walk in, and she's like, "Oh my God, you get a haircut?" And I was like, "Yeah," and she's like, "I think it looks so great," and I was like, "Oh, thanks," because like I've really been struggling with it because I wish I hadn't cut it, and then she was like, "It just makes you look older," and I was like, and she goes, "In a good way," and I'm like, "Oh God."
He doesn't know. I
was like, "Oh, thanks."
Well, I was at the car with her the other day. I'm like, no, listen. When you go away to college next year, you can't be doing anything drastic, like cutting your hair. Oh, she's like, I thought you were going to say like doing drugs or something. I'm like, well, that either, but that'd be like her first taste of freedom. You know what I mean?
And she's like, I'm cutting my hair.
And I don't think she understands. If she cuts her hair, she's going to have a nightmare in her hands because her hair, if her hair were like the length of yours and mine, it would be, I really think it'd be like
a triangle
curly.
Or this.
Yes, it'd be super, super curly. The only reason her hair is so wavy now is because it's long and that weighs the curls down.
Huh.
So I just, think she.
Yeah, but it's gotta
it would be square.
It's got to be a lot to take care of her hair.
Yeah.
Because she has a ton of hair.
She doesn't really spend much time on it. She usually just washes it and brushes it while it's... She can't brush it when it's dry because it just gets bigger.
Really?
Yeah. If she brushes her hair when it's dry, it just goes whoosh.
I would have never guessed. Honestly. Yeah, hair. Because I've literally was like, the other day I was like, I should get hair extensions. This is like not cute. I feel really bad about myself.
Stop it.
I've just been in a really dark place, okay? And I'm like, it's freaking hair. It's so dumb. Like, who cares, you know? But what do you know? You can't hide behind your hair anymore.
The listeners are like, what happened to the skinwalkers? What are we doing?
We are skinwalkers. You're just hearing about our deepest, darkest insecurities now.
You go and put on the pelt of I don't know, with somebody with long hair.
Like a long-haired dog. One of those
dogs that have the hair in their eyes. And if you cut their eyes, they go blind.
Cut their eyes?
Cut their hair out of their eyes.
Like one of those dogs whose hair looks like a mop?
Yes! I think they'll go blind if you cut that off, though.
Because they're like, the sun!
Yeah. Well, my dog's going blind because she can't blink, really.
That must be so uncomfortable.
But like you could see, because it's like her... What's this part of your eye called? Your retina? No, what's
the whole part?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
The iris is the colored part.
What's the white part?
I don't know.
Oh. Well, anyways, that's got a black spot on it, and it's just spreading.
Oh my God.
The vet's like,
it's coming for you.
Her eyes are irritated because they're so big, and they're like, she's eventually just gonna go blind in that eye. I'm like, oh great.
That's so sad.
Oh, she'll be fine.
Can you put ointment in there or something?
No. I asked them. I said, is there anything I can do to be proactive? They're like, no. Nope.
Man, that's rough. That's real rough right there. Okay. We've got some things going here. Let's keep going here because it looks like it's getting a little weird.
Oh, as opposed to
it's getting weirder. This is the case. Okay. All right. Such shapeshifters are much more benign than shapeshifters so the shapeshifters that need like an article of clothing are more benign than shapeshifters such as vampires and werewolves who do not require this enablement. I never thought of a vampire as a shapeshifter, but I guess they are if you think that they turn into a bat.
I would consider a werewolf.
But like the bat to a vampire thing.
Oh, the bat. Yeah.
You don't think, but that's like not, I don't know.
Yeah.
That seems ridiculous.
And it seems like they can do that at will.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm not having a good time. I'm going to turn into a bat and fly out of here. Whereas a werewolf, like, it's got to be a full... There's like all these
there's like a whole thing.
Circumstances.
Being a vampire would be kind of cool like that. We would constantly fly out of the party. We're like,
I would just stay a bat.
We just hang
from
never
the
turn
ceiling. Into the vampire.
We're just hanging from the ceiling, judging. Just judge. Most judgy bat you ever saw.
You better recognize.
Just like rolling its bat eyes.
Holding my bat wing up and whispering to you.
With our fangs. Bats are so nasty.
They really are. There's nothing cute about them.
Ugh, gross. Okay. So, the Selkie, which requires its sealskin to effect its magical metamorphosis. So where'd you get this? Again, I have so many questions. There's a difference in the treatment of male and female Selkies. The most common use of this motif in a tale is motif. Sorry, I read it
without me.
I read it phonetically.
Moses's motif. That's the title of this episode.
I'm reading it. Moses's how do you spell motif? I said motif. I'm an idiot. You know, I just learned how to say words by reading, okay?
But you know that's motif, right?
Yes, I do now. But as I was looking...
I just think of Steel Magnolias. I always wanted to have a shower with the Halloween motif. And they haven't now.
Oh my God.
I love Dolly Parton.
She's glorious.
Please don't let her ever die.
Oh man,
she'd be immortal.
She just looks weirder and weirder though. As
I
she
don't
goes
care
on.
but she owns it.
Yeah,
and that's what I love.
I mean, she
about
don't
her.
care.
Please grant her immortality. Whoever can do that.
Selkies, seal people.
Yeah.
Okay. So a man steals the skin and forces the shapeshifter trapped in human form to become his bride. Ew. She must remain with him, usually most sorrowfully, until she discovers where he has hidden the article and she can flee. So she goes and gets her the skin and is like, I'm out of here. Goes back to being human.
But so he's married to a sea lion?
Well, he's one too.
Oh.
And then he finds a skin, and then he just goes and puts it on some lady that he
desperation
likes.
At its...
Yeah,
I can't get anyone in my human form, so I'm going to turn into a seal.
And if you're a seal, how are you putting a skin on a person?
Yeah, it seems real slippery.
You're just like up on your...
You just keep dropping it. Like, what?
And you're like down here. You know, they can't get up on like their... What is that?
Well, they can stand on their tail. A sea lion can, anyway.
What?
No. Have you literally never been to the sea lion show?
I guess not. They can stand on their tails.
They stand up, and that's how they balance their ball. And then
they're
clap
so
their little
fat,
hands.
though. Like, they're so heavy looking.
Not a sea lion.
Okay. What am I imagining?
Sea lions are more like long.
Okay, so that's...
Anyways.
So that is interesting. So they're just up on their tail, clapping,
with
trying to attract the attention of this lady.
But they're little, T-Rex arms, and they would have to have like
this is weird.
like a silicone non-slip gloves or something on.
It's like a mitten because they only have. Okay, this gets weird and sexual. Everyone, prepare yourself. If you're not into that, go forward like 10 minutes. I don't know.
Ew. No.
We're about to talk about seal sex. Bow chicka wow wow. Seal sex.
Baby, kissed by a rose.
But this may be like gross.
I'm a seal.
Amy?
It's a seal song.
I just... Oh, seal.
Wasn't that his only song?
Yes.
Okay.
Or is there one more? Okay. I've never read this, so if it starts to be weird, I'm just going to stop.
Okay.
The fate of the female Selkie mirrors that of the women of the culture which has created them. That's sad. They leave their own environment of the sea to live in an alien setting under the control and sexual domination of a husband. Ew. Only when she finds her own form again can the female Selkie be free. Well, isn't that just women's fate in America and the whole world? In this, they are unusual, as other world females tend to be more of the deceptive and sexually predatory kind, rather than the gentle victims. You do think, like, sirens are predatory, you know?
Well, but maybe they were once the victims, and they're like, we're done. We've had it.
Yeah.
They are June from The Handmaid's Tale.
Yes. That's true. That is true. The males are much freer, of course they are, and can roam at will at both the land and the sea. They seem to be fairly well-meaning creatures. Not really.
How are they roaming on the land, though? We're just walking on their tails? Because they can do that. This is how they walk. It's so cute. Now, I want to go to the zoo, to the sea lion show.
Well, it's not cute if they're like coming at you with a sea, like... pelt, and they're coming at you, and you know what they want.
Well, I would like to think I could outrun one.
Don't be so sure.
They literally are their tail.
Amy, you're the most clumsy person I've ever met. You'd fall down. It would just overtake you.
Did they leave like a slick trail? Because I probably would slide in that. I'm just sliding on all the raw fish
in their vicinity.
Yeah.
Ew, they leave a slug. They're like a slug.
Ew.
God. They're just like, I imagine they just feel like they're covered in Vaseline, too, you know?
Well, I wish I was covered in Vaseline right now. My face is
well,
so
I usually
dry.
am every night, and then I'm like, this is so gross, but Aquaphor for the win, you all over my face every night. I don't want to age. Okay, so they're just roaming, searching for a wife, searching for Amy. Neither the males nor the females form lasting relationships, even with their offspring. That's sad. Always returning to the sea. Wait, they have offspring? What? Oh, this is funny. Like other half-human, half-animal supernatural creatures, Selkies really seem to struggle with their dual identities. Who am I today? A seal? A person? I don't know. I'm going to write about it in my diary.
God, Mom! That's probably why they don't establish relationships.
Yeah, they're like, these kids are so annoying. The sea identity always predominates, and given the opportunity, they will always return to the animal form. The only negative trope about Selkies in their animal forms is that they are dangerous to pregnant women, and an encounter with them may lead to the child having scaly skin, webbed hands and feet, or seal-like flippers for limbs. What is happening? Okay.
So it's saying it sexually assaults her?
I don't know.
But no, she was already pregnant.
Ew, and then you see one and then your baby turns into a seal? God, stay away from the ocean.
That's not how the reproductive process works.
Well, this is supernatural, Amy, so it's just stay away from the ocean if you're pregnant. Okay?
I'd stay away from the ocean, period. I don't like it. It's gross.
Okay, now they're just getting into some ballads about, Selkie love and whatnot. It's just real weird. And then, I don't know, I just saw something about a pituitary gland. And so we're just going to end there.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all so much for listening to that mess of a wild
ride.
It's
very animal themed.
It really was.
We are zoologists.
Although we're experts in the study of seals versus sea lions.
And the sooty shearwater. Or whatever that was.
Oh my gosh. Okay, send us an email if you have a haunted story on thehaunt@gmail.com. Love to hear it. Don't care, if you think it's lame. We don't care. We want to hear it.
Yeah.
So email us. Check out our website. I'm about to put out some Fresno Nightcrawler shirts.
Sweet.
So, I mean, what more do you want in your life? It's literally the funniest cryptid of all time.
It truly is. It really is. Delayed response. Bye.
It truly is.